This is AS Pure Maths. We're in Unit 3 and we're looking at quadratic inequalities. So quadratic inequalities can be solved by the sketch of the graph, as we're going to do the first example here, examining the signs, or by completing the square if it doesn't factorize. So by sketching the graph, find the range or ranges of values of x which satisfy 2x squared plus 5x minus 7 less than or equal to 0. So our first move is we're going to let y equal, not quadratic, 2x squared plus 5x minus 7, and then just get a bit of an idea for the graph. We don't need to go mad here in terms of plotting it. So it crosses the x-axis when y equals 0. So obviously we would go 2x squared plus 5x minus 7 equals 0. We can split our middle term here, that would be fine, but I think this one should be straightforward enough. So what a lot of people, you might want to do this, feel free to 2 times minus 7 minus 14, two things that multiply together to give minus 14, add to give 5, split your middle term. However here, I know that this and this multiply to give me the 2x squared, 2x and x. This here multiplies to give me minus 7. So it has to be then, let me think, if we go for a minus 1 here, then on a plus 7, and you play around with that, you'll see that works. So that means then 2x plus 7 equals 0, or x minus 1 equals 0. 2x is minus 7, or x is 1, and then x then is minus 7 over 2. You can just about see that. So let's see then from there. That means the 2 points where it cuts the x-axis are going to be minus 7 over 2 and 0 and 1 and 0. We can tell by looking at this, I hope, that it's a U shape rather than an N shape because it's a positive x squared. So we would write that then that it is a minimum curve, i.e. it is a U shape, since coefficient of x squared is positive. And we can then kind of work from there. So we now have a bit of an idea about what this graph looks. So it crosses at minus 3.5 and 1, and that's really all we need, other than the fact that it's a U shape. So there's my axes there. That's my y-axis, that's my x-axis. There would be minus 3.5, and there would be 1. The other thing we should know about quadratic curves is that they're symmetrical about that line there. So my turning point, the bit at the very, very bottom there, should be exactly halfway between minus 3.5 and 1. And so we should kind of then know that and see where it comes from. So that's the curve y equals 2x squared plus 5x minus 7. And our question asked, where is 2x squared plus 5x minus 7 less than or equal to 0? So let's see. We want 2x squared plus 5x minus 7 less than or equal to 0, i.e. y has to be less than or equal to 0, i.e. that's below the x-axis. This is the bit that's hard to get your head round, I think. The question is asking us, where is this line below this line? What are the x values where that happens? Where is this line below this line? That's what less than or equal to 0 means, because that's your 0 line there. And that, this line is below this line, in between this point and this point here. Therefore, x has to be between minus 7 over 2 and 1. We put in the less than or equal to signs if it's a less than or equal to there. So if it's the equal to bits in, we include the equal to then in our answer from there.